Hi everybody, welcome to the second part of building our cupboard. If you've watched the first part, you'll know what stage you're at, but if you haven't, I'll link it below. And we're currently at the stage that I've just sanded the doors ready for fit. I believe they are ready. I feel like attaching them is going to be quite difficult. I bought 4 flush hinges. My dad gave me a good tip on this because if I use a normal hinge, it leaves quite a big gap between the door and the actual frame. I've also got a magnetic catch to go on the top of the door, so when we open and close them, they actually stay closed. Right, this is the bit I'm a bit nervous for, because if I ruin this, then I've got to recut all these doors again and sand them and make sure they fit, which can be really annoying. Let's try and not do that. I think I'm going to start by attaching the hinge to the door and then attach it to the frame. I am being really specific here, but I want the hinges to be equal, so I'm going to measure 3 inches down from the top and the bottom for where I want the top of the hinge to start. I'm literally using the world's thinnest drill piece because the screws are so small, so I'm a little bit nervous that it might snap. I think the power drill was just putting a little bit too much power on the screws. Right, now it's time to attach this onto our actual frame. This is future me just popping in to give a little bit of context to what you just watched. I had a complete meltdown over these doors. I have about 20 minutes of content after the last clip that you just saw. However, it's me not talking, it's me focusing on trying to get these doors on. I fitted that door probably about 6 or 7 times. Every time it was just not fitting. So as you can probably guess, I got very frustrated. I gave up. I didn't want to do it anymore. But I didn't really say that. I just clocked out. So this is future me just saying that's why the next clip is unrelated to the first bits that you've just seen. Okay, we haven't given up, but today's plan, my dad is coming round to help with our corner cupboard and fitting the doors. We've got a whole new idea. Well, my dad's idea. If we were to fit the doors flush, where we've created everything ourselves, it could look a little bit off. So we're gonna set them back into the cupboard and fit them that way. So they will be sat back into the cupboard and still open out. But I said to my dad, when he was describing what to do, I was like, you're gonna have to help because I've already buggered up trying to fit doors normally. So trying to sit them back into a frame is going to be a nightmare. So we've bought some more little timber bits to create a frame on the inside. It's a bit kind of hard to imagine, but I am going to do a transition to when they're done and then you'll see exactly what I mean. So that's today's plan. I'm hoping it won't take us too long, but I'll update you when I come back.
So I move the drill?
No. The doors are in, Dad has just left, so I think this is a bit more easier to explain now that they're in. So they're set back in the frame. We just need to add the magnets in and the door handles. But It's looking good. We've now got doors, so it's slowly coming together. Handles are on, so we have working doors. You don't understand how happy that makes me, considering this took me like 4 hours to try and actually fit the doors myself, thanks to my dad. But doors are on, so I would ideally like to make the interior shelf, but yeah, I'd like to make the shelf on the inside, so then all we have to do is the top.
How are we going to do the top? Are we going to do loads of little, like, separate pieces and slot it together?
Yeah, I think so, like pine, because we want to keep the top like wood, don't we? So we just have to rub it down and varnish it. I want to make the shelf, otherwise I won't be able to get the shelf in once I put the top on. This door handle's not going flush for some reason, it's really winding me up.
Yeah, that's only a temporary one though.
I know, but the more I screw it in, the actual like piece comes out. So yeah, I want to add a shelf in to maximise the space. Kyle said, what's the point in a shelf?
I wouldn't leave a shelf. I'd have just a big empty open space.
Exactly, but then it will all be stacked. It would be nice to have a shelf, and then we can actually like utilise this space. I don't know what to make the shelf out of, because I need a really long bit of pine. Don't have all the wood left over won't be good enough. It's not long enough.
What, in B&Q?
No, the leftover wood we have.
Yeah, should we go to B&Q?
We're going to have to, yeah. Kyle's just finished countersinking. Is it countersink or countersit?
Sink.
Countersinking the nails into the unit. So I'm going to fill the cracks, the screws, the nails, so it's all flush. Today's plan is to sand, and I'm going to be creating some beading to go around the edges. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be putting beading around the frame yet or have it on the door. I think it might look a bit weird on the door now that the doors are set back into the frame. I'm definitely going to have it either side, and then I'm going to figure out what to do. But first, I'm going to sand all of the filler down that we did the other day. I normally put headphones on and listen to music when I do stuff like this, but I'm kind of in the mood to put like a film on in the background or a podcast. I am going to put on Coraline. I'm going to do a time lapse, so let's start. I think this is the same beading as I've used on the stairs. Pretty sure it is, because it's rounded at the top as well. But I'm going to be using this beading to create little bits here and then maybe around here. But I'm going to do this bit first because I know I'm doing that. Okay, change of plan. I'm going to do round the frame first, and I'm going to use this beading where it rounds off instead of being like a square frame. I'm going to do this first because then I can measure from the edge of the beading to the edge of the frame, so it's even, if that makes sense. Okay, frame's on. I'm gonna attach it. I bought some wood glue this morning, thinking that this would be better than just using adhesive because it's wood. I'm gonna do a transition to finishing this part and this part. Okay, everything is now glued to the unit. It's actually the next day. So we did go get some material for the top of the unit yesterday. We got this bookcase and it's got multiple shelves which we're gonna try and create the top out of. But because it's so big, we had to borrow my mum's trailer for my car. And when we got it home, we put it in the house, and I took the trailer off my car, and I was trying to get the electric socket out of my car, and I like pulled it and bashed my elbow right into the trailer. And I actually, kid you not, I could not move it yesterday. It's still really, really sore, but I'm able to like move it around, which is great. For a split second, I actually thought I might have like fractured it or something, because I honestly couldn't move it. I was one-armed yesterday, but it's fine. It's a tiny bit raised. I definitely think I'm gonna get quite a big bruise. So we didn't do anything else yesterday because I was unable. And to be honest, by the time we'd got the bookcase in the house and taken the trailer back to my mum's, it was gone 7 o'clock, so a bit late to continue doing anything. And I had hardly any sleep last night because I had to lay with it straight, and it was very uncomfortable. Kyle also started work at 6 today, so he was up at 5, and his alarm, I kind of was already awake, but his alarm woke me up, and then I didn't get back to sleep until 8. So I then had a massive lie-in and had a very slow morning, which is actually very nice. But as you can tell, I always find any lazy mornings, I look wiped out for the rest of the day. So that's the update, and that's why nothing else has been done. But I'm just going to take the tape off and see if it's stuck okay. It looks really great, and getting that wood glue was definitely a good decision, because I think the adhesive, it just doesn't stick the same. I've just put Tangled on, my all-time favourite Disney princess film, and I am going to cork all of the beading in that I've done. Right, corking's done. I am just going to fill all of the gaps as well with the filler whilst I'm here. Okay, all cracks are filled. I'm going to let that dry and not do anything else to it, this part anyway, today. I'm going to get Kyle to do the bashing. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Kyle's going to do the bashing of the bookcase because I'm a little bit weak.
It's all like pinned together. I thought it was going to be just glue, so just hammer it off. But where it's all nailed, you have to like literally get in there and pry it all apart. So.
Oh yeah, because we're going to have to take all the pins out, aren't we?
Not necessarily, you can just hammer them in. You won't see them.
Maybe.
Construction! No. Destruction! Yeah, sort of. I've put Kyle on sanding duty
all of the bits. So all of the bits over there is what we're going to be using to create the top. As you can see, that bit's all been sanded. And these two bits here, well, I'm only going to use one, hopefully to create the shelf on the inside. Where our gap is quite long, I don't think just a basic strip will do it. I think it'll need to be a bit longer, so I'm going to use this bit here. But this was definitely a cheaper way of doing it. Dance, Kyle. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, thanks, baby.
Happen.
Conversations I've been waiting to happen.
See everything in balance.
I can tell you either way. I know that shit's
In the board, I've been a match.
you imagine. You don't know my angles. You ain't got the plan.
Open arrow.
You ain't got
Double Turkish.
This is the opposite.
wake up in the morning.
Let's ignore the way that they're all balanced on. So this is how we're going to do it. So they will all get fitted together, filled and sanded. And we're going to use this bit. We're going to turn it the other way so it runs in rotation with these, and cut little bits so they will slot in on the end, because it is just the tiniest bit. They're just a little bit too short, but because we have a lot of this, it will work. We need to just trim this bit a little bit shorter, and it will overhang probably about to here, and then we're going to round it all off. But we've finally got material for the top. It's great. Kyle has just cut and sanded these bits to go on the top, but we're not going to do that this evening because it is currently 6:30 and Kyle has work at 9, so we're cracking on with dinner. But I'm going to fit the shelf whilst Kyle is cooking dinner. So we've got the shelf here. This is going to be facing down, so we won't see those bits. But I need to fit the brackets. Now that I know the width of the wood, I can work out where the brackets need to lie. Shelf is in. I'm not too happy with it. I would have preferred it to be a bit wider. I don't know, I just think it looks a bit rubbish, but Kyle thinks it looks great, and to be honest, it serves its purpose. It's going to be hidden away. It's literally going to be used with baskets on top of it and controllers and whatnot. Just creates a little bit more space in there. I need to just fit it to the bracket so it doesn't move around, but shelf's in. Like I said, we aren't going to get round to doing the rest today, but these 3 bits are cut and they are where they're going to be. And then with this piece of wood here, we're going to cut the rest, and then it will just be the case of rounding the edges off so it's not a square, and it will be done, ready for painting. I'm gonna end this vlog here, get it edited, ready for tomorrow's upload. And the final part of this vlog, I have a bit of wood in my eye and it's been in there for the past half an hour and it's not coming out. Like I was saying, the final part of this process will be in part 3, which will be the final part. And we are looking at getting the room painted very soon. So it's all coming together. I mean, all that we have to do is finish this cupboard and then it's ready to paint. So hoping that we're gonna get it finished over the next 2 days, because it is Easter Monday. So where we've got that extra day, I'm hoping we can smash it out and finish it. But thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this second part of the cupboard. If you haven't seen the other 2 parts, I'll link those below, and I'll also link our shelving video below, because this room is really becoming a living room now, so it's really exciting. There is really not much left to do in this room. I will see you in the 3rd and final part very soon.